Got a couple movie stories here from BuyingTheComics.com. I'm going to roll up into one video. First, Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire test screenings reportedly received positive reactions, but audiences have one major complaint. The complaint is that Kong basically steals the show again, and Godzilla, as he says here, is a guest star for the second time. Said one viewer, I enjoyed every aspect of Kong's plot, was very annoyed that Godzilla was sidelined once more. I feel Weingard, that's the director, doesn't treat Goji with the same respect as Kong. Godzilla may have decisively won in the last installment, but like Weingard once retorted, his foe-turned-ally won the movie and good fortune followed him. Says here, continues, this fortune might not favor the reportedly long runtime or those sitting through it, but other reviewers were invested regardless. Y'all won't believe how funny this movie is going to be. I didn't connect with Godzilla vs. Kong as much as I'd hoped I would because of the tone, which is lighter than most MonsterVerse entries. They continued, but this one goes so much further in a silly direction I might love it this time. As strange as that sounds, the possible turnaround with people lukewarm to Godzilla vs. Kong via increasing the silliness shouldn't be dismissed. Using history as our example, Godzilla was never more popular than his Shoya heyday when the films became crazier, less enviro conscious, and more kid-friendly. I can definitely understand Godzilla fans being a little bit like frustrated or upset that Godzilla is basically a guest star in his own movie. Yeah, and we'll see. Although, I mean, it's kind of a double bill, so it's not quite his movie. But at the same time, I know some people are looking at it like, well, this is going to be Godzilla's time to shine and stuff. So for Kong to kind of once again steal the movie or however you want to look at it, I could see him being frustrated. I mean, there's a lot more to the story and stuff and people's reactions and everything. I'll link both of these articles in the description box. You can read them for yourself. But I'll move on to the next story. Rumor: Marvel developing Thor 5 without Taika Waititi. Good news. Search for a replacement director currently ongoing. You can get an intern down the street to do it and do a better job than Waititi. If what, and what, if true, could only be described as a positive turn for the MCU, new rumors suggest that Thor 5 has begun development, albeit without the God of Thunder's most recent steward, Taika Waititi. Good. Maybe also get rid of Tessa Thompson. But, I mean, maybe that's just me. This particular hopeful whisper was first raised on October 26th, courtesy of a post made by noted scooper Daniel RPK Rickman to his personal Patreon account. I mean, I could absolutely see it because, for one, Chris Hemsworth, Thor himself, has basically said he doesn't want to play, or play Thor in a movie that Waititi directs. Hasn't come right out, although he's been, fairly blunt talking about having too much fun on set. There wasn't enough seriousness, all yada yada, talking about that stuff. Absolutely, basically eviscerating Waititi. I've done videos about that. Other people have done videos about it and stuff. I mean, it hasn't come right out and said Taika Waititi sucks, though he could and he should, because quite frankly, the guy I think he's a hack director myself. Let him make his whatever little movies he wants to make and stay the hell away from Thor, because he just does a terrible job. Tonal shifts out the wazoo and everything. It's just not good. Not good, basically. But anyway, he talks about, then the article, like I said, it goes on and talks and stuff. Like I said, I'll link it in the description box. You can read it for yourself. But, Waititi, he doesn't do as much research. He doesn't care as much about a comic book. If you want the stories from the comic book, read the comic book and yada, yada, yada and everything. There's a fun element to him, is what Waititi was saying before. He has a casualness and a sort of swagger about him when he visits these worlds and encounters these aliens that I don't think you'd get when it's an Earthling traveling through space exploring the universe. It's like, it's just, while Waititi's exit from the MCU may come as a disappointment to his fans, yeah, this news ostensibly comes as a boon to Thor actor himself, Chris Hemsworth. This is basically where it talks about, the Hemsworth's comments, like I was saying. He said, where do you go with Thor at this point? Hemsworth said, I think you look at Thor and Thor 1 and Thor 2, they were quite similar. Thor 3 and Thor 4, somewhere I think it's about reinventing. I think it's such a unique opportunity to do very drastic things with the character. I enjoy that. I like keeping people on their toes. It keeps me invested. I've said this before, but when it becomes too familiar, I think there's a risk in getting lazy. Because then you go, I know what I'm doing. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I'm invited back, but if I was, I think it would have to be a drastically different version in tone and everything, just for my own sanity. Again, because he's too nice, too classy of a guy to really be talking about Waititi and just dragging him. Because it's just, you don't want to do that. I mean, I might myself, but maybe I'm an asshole. I don't know. I mean, but anyway, it's just one of those things where it's like he's made it perfectly clear he does not want to do anything else with Waititi. I don't blame him one bit. But, let me know what you think. I mean, if you agree, disagree. I 100% agree with getting Waititi out of there. But at the same time, I'm not really invested in the MCU anymore. So, even if they brought him back, I'd still be like, eh. Or if they don't have him back, I might be like, eh. It's like they have to do so much to win me back. Others might feel the same way. They might feel different, though. For some people, maybe having Hemsworth back, but Waititi gone would be enough. Maybe some people would be upset that Waititi is gone and not want to watch. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Anyway, like I said, I'll link these in the description box so you can read them for yourself. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.